Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 6 starts now.
A Michigan farm is found to be using unsanitary growing practices, prompting a warning to throw out their produce, which has been sold all across Metro Detroit. Inspections at Country Gardens found the fields there had been contaminated.
We'll hold off on the details of that for just a moment in case you're eating dinner. The farm in question is located in Homer, Michigan. That's over in Calhoun County, not far from Battle Creek. And this map shows many of the communities where they've recently sold their produce. Jacqueline Francis is live at one of those stores in Livonia with what customers need to know tonight. Jacqueline.
Yeah, this is a very unusual situation. An official with the agency that put out the notice telling me in her 10 years with the department, she's never seen anything like it. And again, we're talking about your everyday produce items like tomatoes and cucumbers contaminated with untreated human waste.
I'm pretty horrified.
Disgusting.
It's a food alert that may ruin your appetite. The state putting out a warning after finding a Michigan farm was using raw, untreated human waste on fields where produce was grown for sale to local grocery stores. State regulators found the possible contamination at a business called Country Gardens in Homer, Michigan. We reached out to the farm and someone who answered the phone told us there were issues related to an outhouse. The state putting out a list of potentially impacted produce, including tomatoes, zucchini, cucumbers, butternut squash, poblano peppers, red peppers, and pumpkins. Officials identified several businesses selling products from Country Gardens. The stores are located in several cities, including Ann Arbor, Plymouth, Brighton, and more. Bush Market's telling Local 4 they pulled all Country Gardens produce off shelves immediately after being notified Friday, while noting Country Gardens represents approximately 0.5% of its produce sales. No illnesses have been reported, but consumers still have concerns.
So that's kind of a scary thing. And if people go home and don't wash their vegetables, which there's probably quite a few that don't do that.
Others relieved the state has safeguards to catch this kind of contamination.
We need to have testing done the proper way on an ongoing basis. So, for the safety of all involved.
Bush's Market did their best to contact any customers that purchased this produce, but if you're not in their loyalty program, then you're going to want to check your receipt. Under the item description, it would say Country Gardens. Live in Livonia, Jacqueline Francis, Local 4.
Jacqueline, before you go, could the farm face any legal consequences, do we know?
This kind of contamination is in violation of state and federal law, but officials say it's too early to speculate if they could face any of these consequences.
Yeah, we'll continue to follow it, though. Jacqueline, we appreciate it.
Detroit police releasing new video tonight of officers fatally shooting a man during a mental health call.
Drop the knife for me, man. Come here real quick. You're okay? You're not in any trouble. You're not in any trouble. Can you just talk to me and drop the knife?
The shooting happened Sunday in the area of Snowden and Linden near Schaefer. Bodycam video shows officers unsuccessfully trying to get 22-year-old Porter Burks to put the knife down. It didn't work. Burks ultimately charges at police. The department says 5 officers opened fire, firing 38 shots. 15 hit him. Chief White says the video was shown in an effort to be more transparent.
My commitment to this community, since I have been chief, my commitment to the men and women of this department is to hold them accountable, to also support them, and to also be transparent in the actions that they participate in and the actions that I participate in. And this was an opportunity to do just that.
5 officers are on administrative leave tonight pending the results of an internal investigation. Attorney Jeffrey Feiger has been retained to represent Porter Burks' family.
Well, they tout it as the safest ride outside the yellow bus. And several area school districts are partnering with a service called Hop, Skip, Drive. It's designed to complement traditional school transportation, which these days, as we know, has become dicey amid a shortage of bus drivers. Victor Williams has been looking into some of the big questions parents have about this service, Hop, Skip, Drive. Victor.
Oh, yeah, and we're told that it's very similar to a ride-sharing app that you would see right on your phone. But instead of these guys coming to pick you up on a bus, they'll be using a regular vehicle. But just like you said, not everyone is on the exact same page about this situation.
A student with special needs may need transportation to an appointment, or a student in foster care may move homes late at night and need transportation to school in the morning.
And that's where the new service Hop Skip Drive comes into play. It's launching today, but it's already being used by multiple districts across Metro Detroit. Think of it as an Uber-like ride, but the district, along with the parents, set up the pickup and drop-off location.
I think it's a good idea.
Grandparents like Gene Dickerson are excited that students will have an extra resource to go to school.
Oh, I don't think anything is too advanced nowadays. Technology is evolving so fast that it's impossible to say that something is too fast.
Rides can originate at any destination. For instance, a morning ride to school may mean a student gets picked up from their house and dropped off at school, or a student could be picked up at school and then taken to an appointment.
Yet parents like this woman who didn't want to go on camera say she doesn't even trust the traditional transportation system, so she's definitely not trusting a stranger.
Just a random person, like, no. I've seen school bus drivers run red lights, cut people off.
It is very important that you have the appropriate people driving the buses, because it's a very, very serious situation, responsible for a lot of lives.
However, according to those at the company, safety is everything at Hop Skip Drive.
Care drivers are highly qualified individuals who have at least 5 years of caregiving experience, and they go through multiple background checks and vehicle inspections to ensure the safety of every ride.
And those hoping to become care drivers can head over to hopskipdrive.com for instructions on how to apply. But remember, it's going to be a very rigorous background check along with other things that they're looking for. Victor Williams, Local 4.
Interesting. Okay, Victor, thanks.
A major development tonight in the Flint water crisis criminal case. Today, charges were dropped against 7 government leaders, and that includes some who actually worked in the Snyder administration. Our consumer investigator Hank Winchester live tonight. Hank, you have spent countless months up there over the years. I know you're talking to folks, and I have to assume that many people are disappointed by today's development.
Karen, as you can imagine, people of Flint are devastated by this news. I had an opportunity to speak with former Flint Mayor Karen Weaver. She said what happened today is outrageous, and now she says it's time for the people of Flint to make their voices heard about what has happened.
I'm very angry and very disappointed.
Flint's former mayor Karen Weaver reacting today to the news that she says is downright stunning. Felony criminal charges tied to the Flint water crisis have now been dropped against 7 former government officials.
You know, it's really sad because I went between being angry and not surprised. You know, and those are just such strange emotions, because are we surprised? No, we're not, because that's how things have gone for us here in the city of Flint.
The judge's ruling coming out early this afternoon, saying the indictments against those who were facing charges are now invalid.
We know that a crime has been committed in the city of Flint by those that were put there to protect and serve us. And yet we've had people die, people damaged, and a community that still has not recovered from this water crisis that was done to us at the hand of government. And no one is being held accountable.
Weaver believes it's now time for the people of Flint to make their voices heard.
And we do need to do something, because this is an injustice that has happened to us over and over and over again.
Attorney General Dana Nessel appointed a new team to investigate the Flint water crisis, taking the case over from Team Schuette. Now it appears the case has fallen apart. But just a few weeks ago, I caught up with the AG, and I asked her what her message was to the people of Flint then.
Justice delayed is not always justice denied, and I know that the criminal staff that are working on this case continue to work tirelessly on this.
Back out here live, we did have an opportunity to receive a statement from the prosecution team that's been headed by Prosecutor Kim Worthy. Let me share part of that statement with you. It reads, despite the prosecution's tireless pursuit of justice for the victims of the water crisis, the courts have once again sided in favor of well-connected, wealthy individuals with political power. The team will review today's ruling and continue its pursuit of justice for Flint. That is one of many statements we received today. We received a number of statements from those who were facing charges. We put all those statements for you on our website, clickondetroit.com. We're live here tonight. Hank Winchester, help me, Hank, Local 4.
All right. Thank you, Hank. We appreciate it.
Well, today and tomorrow might be our last gasp of summer-like temperatures for a while.
I think so, right? So just go out there and enjoy it. Kim Adams here with a look at our weather. Hey, Kim.
Hey, anytime we get temperatures in the 70s in October, you need to get out and enjoy it. You'll have a couple of days and then rapidly changing conditions by Friday. 75 at Metro Airport, 69 in Pontiac, 65 in Mount Clemens, 12 degrees warmer than we were this same time yesterday. Out at Metro Airport will be even warmer tomorrow. But for this evening, if you're headed out and about, it's warm now, but when the sun sets, those temperatures do drop quite rapidly. Under clear skies, we'll be at 55 by midnight tonight. Bus stop tomorrow morning, chilly but not quite as cold as it's been the last several days. 46 degrees, a few clouds in the afternoon with highs in the mid 70s. We'll talk about our next chance for rain and your weekend forecast in just a few minutes.
In Decision 2022, more Michigan voters have plans to vote absentee in the November election. The state says more than 1.5 million people have requested absentee ballots 5 weeks from the election. That's already more than the 1.1 million absentee ballots cast in the general election back in 2018. You can track your ballot application on michigan.gov. It must be turned into your clerk by 8 p.m. on November 8th for it to be counted.
New COVID cases are down in Michigan. The state's reporting 12,880 new cases over the past 7 days. That's about 2,000 fewer cases than the week before. It averages out to 1,840 cases a day. We did lose another 140 lives in the last week.